The room was quiet. Too quiet. The Galactic Council chamber was always full of noise, debates, shouting, arguments. But today, silence wrapped the air like a cold blanket. Hundreds of alien leaders sat in their seats. All eyes were on the center platform. There stood Earth's ambassador. He wore no armor, no weapons, just a plain black uniform and a silver pin of Earth's flag on his chest. His face was calm, serious and proud. His voice, though quiet, carried strength. "We came to this council in peace," he said, looking at the crowd. "We opened our borders. We shared our food, our medicine, our technology. We even forgave the past, when some of you attacked us during first contact." Some council members shifted in their seats. The ambassador paused, then continued. "But we ask one thing, one small thing, respect. We are not gods, we are not monsters, we are simply human." And then, a sound, sharp, loud, final, bang. The ambassador's eyes went wide, his body jerked backward. A red dot bloomed across his chest. He collapsed to the floor. Panic exploded. Screams, alarms. Guards rushed in. Some aliens ducked. Others stood frozen. But it was already too late. The ambassador was dead. The shooter vanished. No one saw where the shot came from. The council's security scanners failed to catch the attack in time. It was fast, silent, and clean, and deadly. A few minutes later, a shaky council speaker walked up to the center. We regret this tragic event. We are investigating." But no one was fooled. This wasn't an accident. Earth's representative was shot in the heart of the Galactic Council, right in front of the galaxy's leaders, with no warning, no trial, no reason, and no justice. The human delegation left the chamber without a word. They didn't argue. They didn't scream. They just carried the ambassador's body in silence, cold, controlled, calm. The calm that comes before a storm. Back on Earth, the news hit like a hammer. People watched the footage again and again. The ambassador's last words, the blaster shot, the fall, the silence. Across the planet, flags were lowered. Cities dimmed their lights. A moment of silence was held across every nation. But behind the silence, something darker grew. Anger. Not loud, shouting anger, but quiet, burning rage, the kind that builds in hearts behind closed doors, in war rooms and shadowy halls. Earth's leaders met that night. No cameras, no reporters, just military minds and political strategists. "What's the council doing?" someone asked. "Calling it a mistake." "A mistake? They killed our voice." "Yes," said one of the generals standing. "And now, we show them what happens when you silence a human." No one laughed. The room was filled with old veterans, survivors of Earth's worst wars, people who had once fought to protect Earth's borders. Now they were planning something bigger. Across the stars, Earth's warships had gone quiet in recent years. Most believed humans had given up their violent past. They believed Earth wanted only peace. They were wrong. Old fleets were hidden, not gone. Ships that once held the line against entire star empires were sitting in the dark, charged, armed, and ready. War factories buried deep in asteroids came to life. Long-range beacons blinked. Orders were sent in silence. Ships began to move, but not toward the council, not yet. Far away on a desert moon, a small alien scout team picked up strange readings. "Something big just moved through the sector," said one. "What is it?" another asked. The first looked at the scanner. "Fast, heavy, stealth field active. It's not showing on the main grid." They zoomed in, and then they froze. The shape was clear, a human warship, but not one anyone had seen before. It was dark, jagged, and massive. It moved like a predator, silent, watching, and then it vanished. The alien team sent the report, but the signal never reached the council. Back at the council chamber, cleanup crews scrubbed the floor. The blood was gone. The ambassador's nameplate was removed. His seat was replaced with a simple empty chair. Some leaders wanted to forget. But one council member, older and wiser, whispered to himself, "They didn't scream, they didn't cry. That means Earth is planning something." He was right. Because in deep space, the humans were no longer speaking. They were preparing, and their silence was not peace, it was a warning. A storm was coming. The stars didn't change, planets kept spinning. Trade ships flew past checkpoints. The Galactic Council held more meetings. But deep inside, everyone was waiting for Earth to respond. A single official message had come from Earth. Just one sentence. "We are reviewing the situation. That was it." No threats, no anger, just cold, flat silence. But silence from Earth was never a good sign, because Earth was a death world, a planet that raised creatures to fight, survive, and adapt. And humans, they didn't shout when angry. They vanished, and then they struck. On a mining planet in Sector 4, a cargo ship went missing. At first, no one cared. Cargo ships vanish all the time. But then another disappeared, and another, all in deep space, all. In sectors near old Terran military routes, the Council started whispering. Are these pirates? False signals? Or is it Earth? One Council officer pulled up a secret file. Long ago, humans had designed a fleet of experimental ships. Ships with black hulls, no heat, no light. Ships that could vanish in space. The project had been shut down, or so the Council believed. Now, those exact ships were being spotted again. But they weren't on Earth's official military logs. They didn't answer calls. They didn't show up on scanners. But wreckage was being found. Melted. Metal. Silent debris. Ships torn in half by something precise and powerful. In the Council Tower, the same chair where Earth's ambassador once sat remained empty. Some members said to replace it, but others were afraid. "Leave it," said one alien. "Commander, let it remind us what happened." Still, most believed Earth would calm down. "Humans care about peace," one council leader said. "They won't go to war over one life." But they didn't understand. Earth hadn't lost just a man. They had lost their voice. And Earth's voice wasn't just words. It was warning. A week later, the silence cracked. A transmission came from a trade ship floating near the border of old. Earth-controlled space, a single recording, shaky dark. A voice could be heard whispering, "It's them." No lights, just shadows. They're cutting through hulls without firing. I saw one open a council cruiser like a can. Then static. Then silence. The ship was never found. Meanwhile, in the shadows of a broken moon, a secret meeting was taking place. Alien generals, mercenary captains, council spies. "We must stop Earth before it's too late. They're just humans." "No, they're planning something bigger." One mercenary tapped a data pad. "Do you know what I found? Earth has shut down all civilian spaceports. All travel out. Stopped. All satellites, offline. All colonies, dark. They're closing in, not out." Why? The answer came slow, cold and honest. Because they're not sending messages anymore, they're preparing Kent for war. Back on Earth, deep under old mountains, a black chamber glowed with red lights. A giant screen showed star maps, blinking dots, and coded signals. One by one, Earth's ancient fleets came back online. Ships buried in gas giants. Ships floating in asteroid belts. All waking up. One technician asked quietly, "Should we inform the council?" A commander shook his head. "They already know." And in a darkened room, with only one candle burning, a human general stared at a wall filled with pictures. At the center, the ambassador's photo. Underneath, a single sentence written by hand. "Let the stars feel our silence." The council made one final attempt. They sent a small diplomatic ship toward Earth. No weapons, just peace symbols on every side. The ship reached Earth's orbit and stopped. No answer. No permission to land. Suddenly, every system on the ship shut off at once. Lights, power, shields, engines, all gone. Then, Through the blackness of space, something massive moved behind them, bigger than any station, a shape not seen in over a century, a Terran stealth battleship. It didn't fire, it just hovered there, watching. Then one small signal was sent to the Council ship. Return. Next time we won't be watching. The ship turned back. Silent. Shaken. The message was clear. The storm hadn't started yet, but it was coming. It began with a whisper. A small transport ship passed near a cold, lifeless star system. No planets, no moons, nothing of interest, or so they thought. The ship's captain looked out the window and saw nothing. No stars, no movement, just black. But something about that blackness felt wrong. Suddenly, alarms rang. The ship's sensors picked up something massive behind them, but it wasn't there. The crew turned to look, and that's when they saw it. A shape. Not glowing. Not shining, just dark, a massive ship, no lights, no noise, no heat. It didn't move like a normal vessel. It drifted like a shadow sliding across space. The crew stared, frozen. Then the shadow vanished and the ship's systems shut down. All power lost. That crew was never seen again. Only one distress signal made it out. A single sentence. We saw the ghost fleet. The Council didn't believe it. Stories, they said. Scare tactics. But deep down, they were afraid. Because old records from the last human war told stories too. Stories of black ships that moved without sound, destroyed targets without being seen, and vanished like smoke. Back then, the galaxy thought those ships had been destroyed. But now, they were back, and they had changed. In Sector 12, a patrol, group of 5 cruisers vanished in under 3 minutes. Their final recordings showed black triangles surrounding them. No radio signals. No warnings. The video feed ended with a flash, and then darkness. The Council sent a recovery team. What they found made even the bravest generals pause. 5 ships, cut open like tin cans. No blast marks, no signs of life, but on one of the walls. Written in laser scorch, he spoke peace, you answered with death. That message sent a shockwave through the galaxy. It was Earth's first real response. Not a voice. Not a warning. A sentence burned into steel. A spy drone was sent into deep space to search for more signs. What it captured shook the Council to its core. A secret video feed showed dozens of massive ships hidden in a dead zone. No lights, no power. Trails. Just black metal reflecting starlight. They weren't near Earth. They were spread across multiple sectors, waiting, and they weren't just warships. There were command carriers, dreadnoughts, stealth missile bays, mobile shipyards. The ghost fleet was real, and it was moving. Back at the Council Hall, panic spread. Some leaders wanted to open talks, others wanted to raise defenses. But one alien admiral stood and spoke the truth. They are not coming to talk. They are not coming to threaten, they are coming to end this. No one argued. Because at that moment another message appeared across every public screen in the galaxy. Not sent by humans, but hacked into every network at once. White letters on a black screen. You silenced our ambassador. Now we silence the bow. Stars. The message blinked. Then a map of the galaxy showed red marks appearing. Council outposts, military bases, trade stations, all targets, all already surrounded. The ghost fleet moved like shadows in water, silent, deadly, unstoppable. One by one, outposts went dark, ships vanished, messages were cut off mid-sentence. No one knew where the humans would strike next, but everyone knew one thing now. This wasn't just a human response. This was a calculated storm, a war of silence, shadows, and speed, and it had already begun. In a quiet chamber far away from the chaos, a single human officer stood before a wall of glowing red dots. He pressed a button. Dozens of attack drones launched. Then he whispered, almost to himself, "For the one who spoke peace, we answer with power." For weeks, the attacks continued. No warnings, no survivors. Every strike by the ghost fleet was fast, precise, and cold. But something was wrong. Too wrong. Earth's warships weren't just seeking revenge. They were targeting only specific places: military outposts, data centers, old council archives. It wasn't random. It was a pattern, and deep inside the Galactic Council, a secret was shaking loose. In a hidden data room beneath the council tower, a young technician made a discovery. While scanning corrupted files from an old starbase, he found a locked message. It was marked classified. Level 10, it shouldn't exist, but when he opened it, he turned pale. The file showed something terrifying. The ambassador's death wasn't a mistake. Years ago, a group of powerful council leaders had made a plan. Earth was rising too fast, too powerful, too united, too dangerous. So they made a deal with one of the oldest empires. Remove the human ambassador, the deal said. Slow Earth down. Do it quietly. The hit was approved. The order was real. The council had allowed it, but Earth had spies too, and now they had the proof. The secret file was leaked to Earth's war room. A message was sent across every human ship. No more doubt. The council knew. Full green light. Within hours, Earth's strategy changed. They weren't just hunting shadows now. They were aiming for the core. Meanwhile, the technician who found the file tried to speak up. He called his superior. He said, "They'll come for us next. We betrayed them, we lied." His superior just stared at him. "We didn't lie. We protected the galaxy from Earth." The technician shook his head. "No. You made them angry." That night, the council tower's power failed. For 7 full minutes, every light, screen, and security system went dead. When the lights came back, the technician was gone. No body, just his desk, and a black metal card left in his chair. Burned into the card were 3 words: "We are listening." On a jungle world 2 systems away, a hidden research base was found destroyed. No alarms triggered, no signal sent, only ashes. But inside the wreckage, an alien commander found something strange. A single hard drive still running. When they opened, it had played a video, footage of the council's secret meeting years ago, approving the ambassador's assassination. The human face on the screen didn't blink, didn't scream. It just watched. And then the video ended with Earth's old logo. He was one of us. The empire who carried out the killing order now knew they had been exposed. Their leaders called the council. "What do we do?" they asked. The council didn't answer, because at that moment, the council itself was no longer safe. Above the capital world, satellites picked up 11 unknown objects entering orbit. Fast, silent, black as night, security forces scrambled, turrets aimed at the sky. One guard shouted, "We need orders," but the command center had already gone dark. Earth's ghost fleet wasn't coming to destroy. Not yet. They were watching, studying, waiting for the perfect moment. And in a room deep under Earth's surface, a single woman looked at a wall of names. Each name had a photo. Each photo had a red circle around the council leaders who had signed the kill order. She touched one of them. "This one dies last," she said. He gave the command. Then she turned to the others in the room. They thought the truth would stay buried. But we are the children of a death world. We were born in fire. We dig through lies with steel. And with that, the next wave of operations began. The first attack came at midnight. The sky above the trade station of Velar 9 lit up with flames. It began with silence. No warning alarms. No fighter patrols spotted anything. Then, fire rained from above. Thousands watched through glass domes as black shapes appeared in the sky like shadows tearing holes in space. And then came the blasts. Surgical, precise, deadly. Towers of steel melted in seconds. Starports crumbled. Communications fell. Within 4 minutes, Velar 9 was gone. It wasn't the only one. In the next 36 hours, 3 more cities in the sky were destroyed. No calls for surrender. No negotiations. Only silence. And then, fire. The council tried to respond. They scrambled fleets, activated planetary shields, but nothing worked. Because Earth's ghost fleet didn't fight fair. They didn't move like normal warships. They didn't strike in lines. They struck like wolves, fast, from the dark, and always in places no one expected. On one station, just before it exploded, a security camera captured something strange. A single human in a sleek black suit, walking calmly through fire. Explosions behind him. Screams. Sirens. But he walked like he didn't hear any of it. Before the feed went dead, he looked straight into the camera. His mouth moved. No sound, but lip readers confirmed the words. For the voice you silenced. The council was in full panic now. They gathered in emergency session. They're not just attacking, one shouted. They're sending a message. They want blood. No, said the old ambassador from the peaceful world of Narca. They want justice, and they know they'll never get it from us. So now, they are the law. No one had a reply, because, deep down, everyone knew it was true. An emergency fleet was launched to guard the capital world. It had over 500 ships, the largest force the Council had ever sent. They believed it would hold, but Earth didn't attack the front. They hit the command ship first. One blast, one stealth drone, and the entire command center turned into floating debris. The remaining ships panicked, half scattered. The rest were picked off, one by one. The fleet was destroyed in less than 11 minutes. Meanwhile, Earth never sent a message, not a threat, not a claim. Only a symbol was left behind on every burning station, a black circle. Inside it, a broken microphone. The meaning was clear. You killed the voice of peace, so now we speak in silence. Back on Earth, a small group of leaders watched the footage of the burning sky cities. No celebration, no joy, only silence. These were not random, one said. They were the same locations tied to the ambassador's last peace missions. Another replied. They destroyed the places where his voice tried to bring peace. A quiet pause followed, and then the leader spoke. Then we burn them, one by one, until the stars understand what they destroyed. Across the galaxy, fear spread like fire. Alien empires closed their borders. Ships refused to enter human-controlled zones. Merchants spoke in whispers. Don't say Earth's name. Don't even think it. But it was too late. The myth had already become real. The galaxy now feared a new truth. You can silence a voice, but not the storm it leaves behind. The once mighty council was falling apart. Leaders no longer met in grand halls. Now they hid behind shields and in bunkers deep underground. The stars that once obeyed them now watched in silence. Every day brought a new horror, a station gone, a fleet erased, a world left burning. And worst of all, no voice from Earth, no warning, no reason, no demands, only justice by fire. In a hidden chamber, below the capital, the remaining council leaders gathered, their faces pale, their eyes full of fear. We have to talk to them, one said. They're not talking, another replied. They're punishing. We'll beg then, said a third, on our knees if we must. And so for the first time in centuries, the council prepared a message of surrender. Across the galaxy, every screen flickered to life. The council's top speaker appeared, trembling. He spoke slowly. To the people of Earth, to the children of the Deathworld, we offer peace. We beg for talks. We mourn your ambassador. Let us meet. Let us stop this war. The feed cut. Silence followed. Seconds passed, then minutes. Nothing came back, not a word. Hours later, an Earth drone was spotted above the capital. It carried no weapons, only a box. Inside the box, a small device played a recording. It was the ambassador's final speech, the one given moments before he was killed. His voice filled the air once more. We ask only for respect. We do not seek to rule. We do not seek to harm. But we will not be treated as less. The message ended. Then the drone self-destructed, without harming anyone. It wasn't a weapon. It was a reminder, a warning, a ghost of what could have been. Council tried again. They sent a ship filled with diplomats toward Earth. The ship had white flags, peace symbols, and dozens of translated messages begging for forgiveness. But when it reached the edge of the Sol system, it stopped, frozen, powerless. A massive shadow passed over them. Not a fleet, a fortress, an ancient Terran war station, orbiting deep space, never shown to outsiders, larger than any city, silent, covered in weapons. A signal was sent to the peace ship. Just 6 words. Go back. This isn't your place. And then, silence. The council ship returned, shaken. Its diplomats said nothing. Some cried. Others refused to speak. In secret rooms, council members whispered, Earth is no longer one world. They are a weapon now. Another said, we thought we could silence them. Instead, we created monsters. Even the Empire who carried out the original assassination was now in terror. Their high leader locked himself in an orbital fortress. Armies guarded every hallway. But Earth didn't come for him with fleets. Instead, his own people turned on him. A rebellion rose overnight. They had seen the Ghost Fleet burn other traitors. They didn't want to be next. The leader was dragged out. No trial. No escape. A message was carved into the wall of his throne room. You killed our peace. You can't kill what follows. Back on Earth, a small group of commanders met in silence. One of them asked, the council is begging. Do we answer now? The oldest in the room stood. He walked over to a black screen showing all the known council systems, most of them marked in red. No, he said, not until they understand why the stars burn. And so, the war of silence continued. Across the galaxy, one phrase was spoken again and again. Do not cross Earth, do not speak against them, do not forget what they lost. But it was already too late, because Earth never forgot, and Earth never forgave. The galaxy had changed, the council had fallen quiet. Whole planets lived in fear of shadows. Trade routes were empty. Stations once full of laughter were silent tombs. Every leader watched the stars waiting for Earth's next move, but none came. No fleets, no missiles, just silence. And that terrified everyone more than war ever could. In the center of the council's shattered capital, the skies darkened without warning. No alarms, no weapons could stop what came next. A single ship, black, ancient, massive, descended through the clouds. It didn't fire. It didn't land. It simply hovered above the city like a god watching from above. Then a signal was sent, not just to the council, but to every world, every ship, every species. Screens lit up across the galaxy. No human face appeared, no voice, only words on a black screen. You killed peace. We answered in silence. You silenced our ambassador. Now the galaxy will remember his voice forever. This is not war. This is balance. We will not rule you. We do not want your stars. But understand this. Touch Earth again, and we will erase everything you love. Then the screen went dark. The black ship rose silently, piercing the clouds and vanishing into space without a trace. No one followed. No one dared. From that day forward, things were different. No one mocked Earth anymore. No one challenged their silence. The Ghost Fleet was never seen again, but everyone knew it still existed, hidden among dead stars, watching. The council remained, but its voice was weak. Treaties were signed with shaking hands. Even the oldest empires bent their pride. Children were taught about the Day of Fire. Books were written about the one who spoke for Earth and died for peace. Statues were raised on alien worlds, not of warriors, not of conquerors, but of one human, standing tall with open hands, wearing no armor and a peaceful smile. The ambassador. His death ended an era, but his words started something stronger. Back on Earth, deep inside a quiet hall, a flame burned beside his picture, and below it, the Final message Earth ever sent. We were silent not because we were weak, but because we waited for the galaxy to listen.